Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Electrical YouTube channel. So today I will be having a discussion on the power plant engineering subject that is taught in diploma 4th sem. First of all, I like to introduce myself Devashish Bose, BEME from Jadavpur University, and having 10 plus years of experience in both industry as well as in teaching field. So today all of you just follow this session and will learn a bit about the power plant engineering, and you can also learn the questions that were asked in the 2019 paper. So to give you a small idea about what we do, actually there is one very popular examination we all know, that is SSC JEE, that is getting conducted every year. Every year they conduct the SSC JEE. SSC generally conducts this. So we are running our SSC JEE batch, that is the June batch. That is the admissions are open for this June batch, and we will be taking our classes through online mode using this Google Meet platform, and all the recordings will be available. Now, to get you a brief idea, just if you want to get admitted, just contact this number 833-506-7725. You can call or WhatsApp, we'll get in touch with you. Now coming to the our discussion on the power plant engineering subject, as you can see, I have written down the first question, that is live storage of coal in power plant means. The first question, live storage of coal in power plant means coal is ready for the combustion. Number 2, preheated coal. Number 3, storage of coal sufficient to meet 24 hours of demand of the plant. Coal in transit. Now just pause the video for a second and try to answer yourself, then see my video again. Now the answer to this question is, we call it as storage of the coal sufficient to meet the 24 hours demand of the plant. Live storage means what amount of coal is stored and that can be used for the next 24 hours. So in this way we can define it or say it. Now the next question. The next question here is, the running cost is the lowest for. Running cost means we generally know one thing, that is what is a capital cost. Capital cost is anything when we install something, that we take into account the capital cost. And running cost, after the installation is done, whatever the costs are incurred during running, that we say it. So here you can see there are options are given: thermal power station, hydel power station, nuclear power station and diesel power station. आप देख सकते हैं ये सब options में है. So as you can see, out of these 4 options, what will be the correct option? The correct option is hydel power plant. Just keep in mind one thing, when it is saying that the running cost is low, the running cost, if it is low, then we say that hydel power plant. And if we say that what is the installation cost? Installation cost is also higher for the hydel power plant. Okay, so these two points you need to take into account. Thermal power stations are generally easily available. Nuclear power stations, fuel cost is very much less, so you can guess it. But for diesel generation, we know that the cost of the fuel that is used is very high. Now the overall efficiency of the boiler, third question, the overall efficiency of the boiler in thermal power plant is of the order of. Generally we all know that overall efficiency is basically for the thermal power plant is around 30%. Okay, 25 to 30 or 30 to 40% is the average. But here they are saying is the overall efficiency of the boiler, not the overall thermal power plant, but the boiler. The answer here is 70 to 80%. Generally the boiler efficiency is far higher than that, but here conservatively we can say 70 to 80% is the answer. Now going to the next question. Now see, the next question here given is, overall thermal efficiency of a steam power station is in the range of. Just I am just now told you that steam power plants have very low or very less efficiency because of the condenser losses. In condenser, generally 50% of the energy is getting wasted. Because of that thing, the steam power generation or steam power plants have very poor efficiency. Nowadays, when we are using supercritical boilers and other things, the efficiency is getting increased. But although basically the efficiency ranges from 30 to 40%. A typical figure may be of 25%, we can say. So that is greater than, that is why I am using this range. So now going to the next question. Now the next question is that you can see that reflectors of the nuclear reactor are made up of. What all reflectors are used? Generally beryllium. We can use graphite also. Okay, for reflectors we can use graphite as well as beryllium also for the nuclear reactor. Now here you can see graphite is used in nuclear power plant as a fuel, coolant, moderator or reactor. Generally it is moderator. In the previous question it is said that in the nuclear reactor there is a component called as reflectors. For reflectors we are using beryllium, and for graphite, in that case graphite we are using as a moderator. This question is asked in every government job examination. This is a very important question, you must keep in mind. Now coming to the next question, which process is responsible for the production of energy in the sun? Okay, which process is responsible? Nuclear fusion. Nuclear fusion is the reaction that is responsible. Okay, in the nuclear fusion reaction we all know that atoms collide to make a larger atom, so thereby releasing energy. So that concept is included in the energy production of the sun. Now coming to the next question. The first nuclear power plant in India is located at, that is Kota, Tarapur, Kalpakkam or Rana Pratap Sagar. So the answer will be Tarapur. You guessed it right, Tarapur. Now one of the components, coming to the next question, that is the ninth question. The ninth question says surge tank is used for. What is the use of surge tank? So first of all we need to know that where surge tank is located. Generally in hydel power plant we use the surge tank. Surge tank's proper location, if you see that we have a dam. Suppose sorry for this graph. Suppose this is a dam. This is a typical dam construction that I am showing. Typical dam. Now in this you will see the water passage through which the water goes, and after that there is a section, we call it as penstock, and from the we call it as surge tank. After that the surge tank, generally penstocks go down. These tubes will use, we call it as penstocks. Okay, these penstocks are generally directly connected to the whatever the turbines are there in the power plant. We generally connected that. So this portion is called as a surge tank. So surge tank is basically what is the main purpose? If you say the main purpose is, first it is saying that the storage of the surplus water, carrying water from the reservoir to the turbine, a relief of the pressure due to the water hammer in the penstock. So this is a relief of pressure. Relief of pressure, storage of surplus water, we cannot say that, but relief of the pressure due to water hammer in the penstocks we can say that. So in penstocks we basically in surge tank we basically relieve the pressure. Whenever there is a huge amount of water hammer is there, we release that pressure. For carrying the water, generally penstocks are used. Carrying of water to the from reservoir to turbine, the answer will be penstock. Okay, the answer will be penstock. Now storage of the surplus water is generally cannot be stored. We use spillway to get or to throw out that excess water. If there is an excess water, we throw it out, and here somewhere here there is a spillway arrangement is also done. Suppose up to this level there is a water. If the water level exceeds up to this point, above this point, if the water level exceeds, in that case the water goes through this point and it is getting released in the outside. It is not coming in contact with the whatever our generators and turbines that are there in the downstream. Now coming to the next question. 10th question. The most of the heat generated in the internal combustion engine is lost in. We all know that in internal combustion engine there is a major portion of heat that is generated, and that heat is basically lost in exhaust gases. So if we consider a bike, whatever the gases are going out, that gases is basically carrying the most amount of the heat generated. Now coming to the next question. The air fuel ratio for the combustion in a diesel engine is around, for a diesel engine generally the figure is 14.7:1. So the answer will be here 15:1 is the ratio. These are all the values you need to remember in the semester examinations. Now coming to the next question, compared to steam engine, thermal efficiency of diesel engine is, compared to steam engine, thermal efficiency of diesel engine is. You have to keep in mind one thing, the thermal efficiency for steam engine is the lowest. Okay, then with if we consider a hydroelectric power plant, it has a greater efficiency, although they do not have the thermal part. The efficiency part is there for them. And for diesel engine, you need to know that for steam engine, the thermal efficiency is lower as compared to diesel engine. So compared to steam engine, the efficiency, compared to steam engine, the thermal efficiency of diesel engine is higher. The answer will be higher. Diesel engines will have a greater thermal efficiency, around 40%. Whereas thermal efficiency of a steam engine is generally how much it is? Close to 25%. I just mentioned in the earlier section. Now coming to the next question, the fuel used in diesel engine is generally this is basically HSD. Three options are there: HSD, LDO, and both. Generally HSD is preferred, but LDO is also used. LDO is used where the speed requirement is around 750 rpm. So HSD means high speed diesel, high speed diesel, DIESEL, and LDO means light diesel oil, light diesel oil. So both of them we can use, so both of them we can use. High speed generally basically used in diesel engine, but where the speeds are less than 750 rpm, we can also use light diesel oil. Coming to the next question. Now regeneration is used in gas turbine plant. Regeneration is used in gas turbine plant for the purpose of two. So what is the term regeneration means? Regeneration means in gas turbine power plant, when the exhaust gases are left out, okay, these exhaust gases carry some amount of the heat. To extract that heat, we need to pass it through a chain of tubes, and that chain of tubes actually what it does, it just extracts the energy from the exhaust gases. So that is the part of the regeneration what we know about in gas turbine power plant. So now see all the options that are given: reduce heat loss in exhaust, permit use of the higher compressor ratio, permit use of inferior fuel, all of the above. These two options are not correct. So this is the only option that is correct. So option A is the correct answer. Now coming to the next question, non-conventional energy sources are, we all know that wind is a non-conventional, solar, tidal, all are non-conventional. So all of these will be the answer. Non-conventional means generally we do not use, or rarely do we use. Conventional means, conventional term means that we are basically using convention, that is, in that case we can also term conventional examples will be thermal power plants, hydroelectric power plants, diesel power plants. So these will be the examples of the conventional power plant. Now coming to the next question, question number 16. The question here is given: a bright sunlight provides luminance of approximately 10,000, 1,000. Here the data is missing. This is the answer that was given. Actually this data is missing. This data is actually given was just let me check, 1 lakh. Actually the big figure was given 1 lakh candela per square centimeter, and this question was given around 10 lakh candela per square meter. So out of the 4 options, the correct answer, the data that I have found out, that is 1,65,000 candela per meter square. It is the amount of the luminance of a bright sunlight or from the sun that is coming. So this will be a comparatively closer answer or correct answer. Biogas plants are basically suited for rural areas. We cannot use or we cannot generate too much of an energy from biogas. It just getting used in the rural areas where there is agricultural fields and lot of farming activities is going on. In that case we can use. We cannot use it in industry, big cities, or in commercial complexes. The plant load factor of the power station is given by the ratio of, you all know that. Load factor means average demand by maximum demand. It is the ratio of average demand to maximum demand. So the answer will be option A, average demand to maximum demand. Now coming to the next question. Now what is capacity factor? So capacity factor, we all know that capacity factor is basically the ratio of actual load or we can say average load divided by plant capacity. Now here there are a few options are given, like load factor into plant use factor, demand factor into plant use factor, load factor into demand factor. All these options are given. Now from this one thing we can observe, that average demand by maximum demand, if we divide that and we multiply again maximum demand by plant capacity, so from this we can get that this average demand by maximum demand, we all know that is load factor, and this maximum demand by plant capacity, we call it as plant utilization factor or plant use factor. So here both the options are actually correct. Option A is also correct, option B is also correct. If in this case, if I say that which option will be more correct, by term wise D is correct, but we also use this term also. So both the options are correct. If you tick on both the options, any one of the options will be correct. Now coming to the next question, what are the area under the load curve give? Generally area in a load curve gives our energy, that means energy whatever it is consumed. Okay, because in load curves what we see, in the x-axis we will find time and time in hours, and in y-axis we will find the load in kilowatt. So the multiplication of both the two will give us kilowatt hour. So kilowatt hour is basically the representation of energy that is getting consumed. Now coming to the next question, the efficiency is a secondary consideration in the case of. What do we consider the efficiency as a secondary part? Here out of the options are given: peak load plant, base load plants, both peak load and base load plant, none of these. So you have to keep in mind one important fact here, the purpose of use. Generally peak load plants are used when for the peak load plants have these we do not consider efficiency, or we consider the efficiency as a secondary consideration for peak load plants, because we are using the peak load plants in the cases where there is a need. So when there is an excess demand, we are using it. So in that case we cannot we do not take into consideration the efficiency part. But for the base load plant we must see the efficiency part, because in a peak load plant the percentage of the fraction of the load it carried is much more lesser. But as compared to a base load plant, the load carried by it is far more greater, and the base load plant carries the load which is constant throughout the day. So you can see आप समझ सकते हैं इससे कि थ्रूआउट द डे क्या होता है, जो भी लोड रहता है वो कांस्टेंट रहता है, और जब भी पीक डिमांड आता है, मान लीजिए ये सुबह के टाइम के जब हर एक फैक्ट्री को स्टार्ट होता है, during that time maximum amount of energy is required. So in that case we can run a peak load plant. For peak load plant example, we can say diesel engine plant can be used for a peak load plant. Generally it is a secondary, or whenever there's a power failure we use. Other than peak load, some of the other peak load plants we can see the pump storage plants are there that can be used as a peak load plants. So this is a very common question and greatly asked in different examinations. Now coming to the last question, the interconnected systems has the advantage of, number one, what are they saying? Reduced reserve capacity. Correct. We can reduce the reserve capacity. We are using it in an interconnected system. In an interconnected system, what happens is you can share the power for different phases or different supply stations. Capital cost per kilowatt and economy in operation, that is also correct. Improved load factor, diversity factor, and operation efficiency, that is also correct. Load factor is that is increased because load factor determines the quality of the power. That means average demand by maximum demand. We have a system which is having a maximum demand, suppose say 25 kilowatts. Now if our system is operated at 5 kilowatt, that is not an useful utilization of the system. If we are having a maximum demand of 25 kilowatt and the average load is around 20 kilowatt, then the system is far more better. That means we are utilizing all the auxiliaries and all the equipments to the most possible way, or to the highest possible grade. So out of these all these the option C will be the correct option. So you all know that Easy Electrical is running our the SSC JEE online course that I have already said. You can contact this number, and don't forget to share, like and subscribe our channel. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you and have a great day.